Hey y'all, welcome to Sunflower Tasha DIYs. My name is Tasha, so we're going to hop right into project number 1, and I'm going to be using some of these leaves. I'm going to be using some pine cones, some pumpkins and gourds, and little pumpkin, possibly some acorns, which I'm not going to say possibly because I actually do end up using them. I have 2 of these baskets from the Dollar Tree. And then I have 2 wooden stands. I'm not sure where those came from. They've been in my stash for a long time. So one side I'm going to do the pumpkins. The other side I'm going to do the acorns. And I kind of played around with this like over and over again. And then I decided I wanted to add lights to the outside of this. So I end up using some fuzzy sticks from Walmart and also putting some lights on this, which you'll see that later. I don't really show you guys that in the video. And then after I get the pine cones and the acorns all like fixed in here, I started just stuffing leaves all around this the best I could. And this one was kind of getting a little full, so I had to take out, I think I ended up taking out another acorn as well because it was popping up and it wasn't sitting flat. But I don't think I really show you that, but I'm just going to do this exactly like this on the pumpkin. I do end up taking out a couple of the stuff from the pumpkin because it was just kind of all laying weird, and this one as well was kind of popping up. There was just too much stuff in it. But it's not really necessary to show you all the details on these because you can literally just do this how you wish. And I'm not exactly sure where I got all the pumpkins or the acorns. I'm so sorry, I forgot to turn off my notifications. I literally have had all this stuff in my stash for a very, very long time. So I'm so sorry for that. But I am using this wire cord, like jute cord from the Dollar Tree, and a tiny little pumpkin on top like this. And this, I don't really like this wired stuff. It kind of comes unfrayed like super easy, and it doesn't really work with hot glue because you know how hot glue doesn't like to stick to the metal. So I did have to use some fabric tack to actually get that to stay. But I don't think I would probably buy this unless I absolutely needed it for something. Just because it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it worked for what I was doing now, and I really didn't want to use a black Chanel stem on this one. I wanted this to look really rustic, so we're just going to go with it, and I just did have to use a lot of glue here and there just to hide the metal, which I don't show you guys that headache. Okay, so after we get everything all glued down like this, that's pretty much it for this one, you guys. And you see how moving it all around, the leaves, everything just starts popping out. That's why I ended up having to take some stuff out of it. But that's it, you guys. I'll show you more later. So let's get into the playlist today. Our hosts today are 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, Lady Red Crafting, that's Amanda and Katie. And then their guest host is Mama Can Make It, that is Stephanie. These are some amazing crafters, and I will have a playlist linked down in my description box. And if I get to it or remember, I will also put it in the comments, and you guys will have to watch what everybody made. So project number 2 is super fast and super easy. I picked up these really cute little pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, that bowl from the Dollar Tree, and this fall scatter from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to go ahead and just build us this up here. Now, I don't show you in the video because it was kind of an afterthought, just like the first DIY, to use the lights. So I do end up taking this out and adding more lights, or adding some lights. And then I'm just literally filling this with pumpkin scatter. And the pumpkin scatter are like little tiny orange pumpkins and pine cones. And like I said, I got that from Hobby Lobby on sale. And we'll just fill this up with the pumpkins and then some more scatter. And on the top, I do add one of those orange pumpkins. I made a little buffalo plaid bow, and then I did add a pine cone on top as well to make it look like, you know, for the stem, but you'll see that later. I don't really show you guys that. And then I just used this stand here that I had in my stash, and that's pretty much it. I think I do show you the little pumpkin part, but then I had an afterthought, you know, of the bow and adding the pine cone. So that's it for this one, you guys. Super fast and super easy. So project number 3, we are going to be using these Chalk Couture pumpkins. I am no longer a designer with Chalk Couture, but if you guys have been on my channel for a long time, you will know I have quite a bit of their stuff still left over. So we're going to use it up as much as I can and the best I can. So these are my 3 paints that I'm still using. Now, I did go pick up some more, but I haven't opened them yet from Walmart. And then no, I did open them. So this one is still the old one. And then the orange one, my other one was really runny. And then this one was like not coming out at all. It just squeezed out a tiny bit. So you guys are about to see. Now, I got these 3 from Joann's except for the Tuscan Teal. And this is what I get, you guys. It doesn't even work. I had to throw it away. And I went back to my old one. And now I'm going to just have to use it. But I did go back to Walmart where I found the Tuscan Teal. And I did find the Harvest Orange and the Barn Red. So when I open those, we will see how they work. But I haven't had really any problems with the teal. So I don't know if maybe it's like a consistency thing or something, but it's whatever. I ended up having to do a whole bunch of coats. And I am offsetting all my brush on that cardboard that the pumpkins came on from Chalk Couture. I'm pretty sure I might use this in another craft or a DIY later, but I don't use it in this one. And then after I painted one coat, I went ahead and dried everything. And then I just kept adding coats until I felt like it was looking great. And then I sanded like wherever I went around the edges, and because I didn't want the edges, with paint on them. So I just sanded that off. And now I'm taking this ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. This is the farmhouse ribbon, it said. And I'm going to use a little bit of the hot glue and also my 3-in-1 tacky glue. And I think I do show you just one of these pumpkins. I start with a little bit of hot glue and I just try to line it up in the middle here of the pumpkin edge. And I do a little bit of each like this, like the tack, and then some hot glue. Like this. I did do hot glue around the entire stem at the top here. Some more of this tacky glue. I love this tacky glue, you guys. It's one of my favorites to use. Or the fabric tack is another one. It's kind of strong smelling, but I still like it. It's not as strong smelling as the fabric tack though. And then I'm going to use the sunflowers that I picked up from Michael's. They were on a great sale, so I had to pick them up. This was back a few months ago, so I've had them for a while in my stash now. I think I did pick up some more recently too when I went to Michael's, but I can't remember now. But I have a bunch of them. And I'm using that fuzzy stick that I got from Walmart. And I thought about using some berries, but I decided not to. I thought this was plenty. And then I'll just use the fabric tack and some hot glue to glue all these down. And on this one, I just used one of the leaves and then the flower. And then we'll glue down the fuzzy stick here and the sunflower. I really loved how these turned out. This one I think is adorable, super cute. I went ahead and did all of them, and then I'm going to kind of see how I want them to sit. And then I went upstairs and I grabbed my cloche that I made back a few months ago at the beginning of the year. If you'd like to check that out on my channel, I know it was around like Easter time. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a flour sack from the Dollar Tree, and this, I think it's called Elixir, maybe? I can't remember what it's called, and then I was like, how am I going to get these pumpkins to stay? So I grabbed some of that pumpkin scatter and just started adding in some pine cones in between so they would stand up in between each other like this. And this really helped a lot. Like, it really helped them stay in position. So I kind of like this pumpkin scatter. I might have to go back and get me another one. Looky here. All right. And then I added some lights down in there. And that's it for this one. Okay, so we're going to move right along to project number 4. I picked this ugly old pumpkin up from the Goodwill for 50 cents. And I'm going to remove the tag. On the other side, it was Halloweenish, so I definitely don't want to use that in my decor. So we're going to cover up the Halloween part. And then I just take my marker here, my Sharpie, and this is also a paper that I had offloaded from a different project from a different time onto this paper, which I don't think I showed you that. It was from the pumpkins earlier. I did also on paper when I ran out on the cardboard piece. And then I'm just going to give this little pumpkin one coat of my chalk paint, and then I'm going in for a second coat, and I do just the back and the sides. And see, it's kind of a Halloween pumpkin. It says Happy Halloween. And then I noticed the paper on this part didn't have, there was like white showing, so I wanted to go ahead and cover that up. And then I'm going to take my glue stick here, and I'm just going to glue down that paper like this. And it's just regular cardstock paper from, I believe, Hobby Lobby. I bought it in like a pack. It's just white. Then I'm just going to clean up the glue edges, and then just use my heat gun here just to kind of make sure it's sticking. And then I'm going to take forever to remember where I sat this part. But then I sanded it, and then I'm going to go ahead and go around the edges with this distressed ink in walnut stain. Like this. Sorry, I was off frame a little bit there. And then I'm using that same gingham buffalo plaid. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's one of the two. And I'm just doing the same method as I did on the others. And sorry, I'm off frame here a little bit. Sometimes when I'm standing up, I get a little off frame. And then I'm just using this little tool from the Dollar Tree to kind of get around those edges real good. Use a little bit of hot glue and tacky glue here, just like I did on the other ones. You guys, this is also one of my favorites today. I think this is really adorable. We turned that ugly old Halloween looking pumpkin into something beautiful. And I have these lights. I bought a whole bunch of these lights. I was from, where was it? Amazon, I think. Yes, Amazon. It was a big pack of like fairy lights. So I'm going to use it. And then I just doubled the lights up here because they're pretty long. And then I just wrap it around the pumpkin like so. Pretty easy. Like this. And then I'm going to use this little cage thing that I've had in my stash for a while. I don't remember where that came from. Sorry, guys. And then I'm just going to decorate them with some more of those sunflowers. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and move into project number 5, which is my absolute all-time favorite today. Sometimes I like to save my favorite for last, but I really couldn't choose a favorite today because I really loved them all. The first thing I'm doing is using some canvases from the Dollar Tree, and then I coat them with some gesso like this, and then while the gesso is still wet, I'm using that Pumpkin Harvest orange like this, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the whole thing, like even some of the sides, which you don't really have to paint the sides, but I didn't want any white peeking through because you'll see what I do with these later. They turned out so adorable. I'm loving them. And then these little, and then I can't talk. And then I'm going to do the little one as well, just like I did the bigger one. And I know it looks peach here, like it looks really peach, but it's not going to look peach because I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat. And when I do the second coat, you will see how this comes alive. I did it this way, that way I didn't have to do 3 coats of the orange. I went ahead and added the gesso in there. And then you just want to go ahead and give it a quick dry before adding the third or the second coat. Right, yeah, second. And see how it makes that orange just come alive. I just love this orange. It's like a rustic looking orange. It's definitely a harvest orange like it says on the bottle. I'm just not sure what happened to my paints. I think it's because I had them for a long time and they just got really runny. And then that other one that I bought from Joann's was just like super thick. There was no paint in there. It was just thick. It was like done for. So I'll let you know as soon as I open the ones from Walmart how those ones are doing. But see how it just comes alive here with that second coat? Okay, so I have these stencils that I ordered off of Temu. And I'm going to go ahead and use some of this distressed ink all around this entire sunflower. And I'm going for a rustic look on this one here. Like this. You just want to make sure you get it all the spaces. And then I peel off my tape. I don't know if you guys want to use this tape, but this is the only tape that I had just laying right there. So I ended up ripping a little bit of the paper, but it's fine. It doesn't like mess it up or anything like that. Okay, sorry about that. I had to push pause for a minute because my husband came out. Now I'm just trying to, because this sunflower didn't like connect all the way in all the places. So now I'm just trying to use the stencil just to kind of connect it. And you guys, I have a fly that's just sitting here flying around my desk here, just bugging the crap out of me. It kept wanting to land on my paint. I will say that paint kind of stinks too. But yeah, it finally went away, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and do this other sunflower stencil as well. Although I don't use all of the sunflowers on here. I'm just going to use that smaller one. But I will have this in my stash for like maybe some mixed media, journaling, or just something I'll have on hand for next time. And I'm using that same Distress Oxide ink from, or not oxide, just Distressed ink. And it's by Tim Holtz. And then I just use a baby wipe to wipe off the stencil. And that's it. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to use these micron pencils. I'm using the size 12 here. And I'm just going around this entire sunflower. And if you guys can see on 2 of those petals, I kind of got a little bit of the brown on there. So I decided, or the walnut stain. So I decided to just do the whole sunflower since it's going to be rustic anyways. And then I'm going to outline this entire sunflower. And then I'm taking my Posca pen, and I also did it on the smaller one. And now I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the center part with some of this Posca pen. And this is a brand new pen, so I'm trying to get it started here. And I just do little dots like this in the inside, and then I do some shading on the leaves on the bigger one. And then I also do some dots on the smaller one. And I don't do any shading or nothing in the inside of the smaller one, just the dots. And then after that, I also do the little stem and the leaf down at the bottom. I also go around it in black. And I will just cut everything out after I'm done. I'm doing a second coat over here because that ink does suck in the white and makes it a little brown. So I had to do a second coat there. But then I have these little grateful and thankful words, and now I'm going to just use my glue purple stick here to adhere this down to the canvases. And these are so stinking cute. I absolutely love these, but I am actually not done yet with these, you guys. I took it a little further. And I absolutely love using glue. There's that fly again. Ugh. It was so annoying me. I was just like, what do you want with my paint? And there we go. We'll just glue it down. But like I was saying, I love using the glue stick. It's like one of my favorite things to use in my crafting. It just makes life so easy. And I just put those down as well. And those are like little chipboard pieces. Or not chipboard. Yeah. Well, no. They're like little wood cutouts, excuse me. And then I just use my heat gun here just to make sure that that glue around the sides of the thankful and grateful kind of melted a bit. But then I'm going to do the same technique as I did on the other pumpkins with a little bit of the fabric tack here and just like a little bit of hot glue. And then I'm going to line the edges as perfect as I can all the way around, and then trim off the little piece here and do the same thing. And then I'm going to do the same thing to the bigger one, but before I do that, this one I actually had to glue down the back a bit because it was sticking out. So I just glued down all the corners first, and then I just use a bead of hot glue like this and just folded it over. And then I have these little sticks in my stash. Those are the sticks that come from the Dollar Tree. You get like a bag of wood sticks. And then I'm going to outline this one as well, doing just like we did on the first one. And sorry, I probably should have edited this part out. Okay, I did kinda. And then added the other stem. All right, so we're going to take this time to say thank you to the host and the co-host for having me on the playlist today, and to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much. Now for the final reveal of everything together in my kitchen on my little table here. And you can kind of see the little black pieces on the basket where I had to tie the lights. But other than that, you guys, this is how it turned out. It's super, super adorable. I absolutely love it. Now, I will tell you, in the pumpkin and the acorn baskets, the black ones here, I did add, Hobby Lobby has a thing of pumpkin spice, and it smells like pumpkin spice. It smells really good. They're like little tiny wood chips or something. I did sprinkle some of that down in there on both of those, and my kitchen smells amazing. But this is it, you guys. I did not show you me just adding stuff to my little tiered tray because I thought this video was getting kind of long. I was going to do that, but I just figured I'd show you instead. I just added the little bits and pieces that I had left. And look how beautiful it is all lit up. Oh, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, so beautiful to look at. I just love lights, adding lights into my decor. Look at how beautiful this is, and it's just so warm when you walk into my kitchen at night. I love it. You guys will have to let me know which project was your favorite today and leave that down in the comments for me. Here is just a picture and another picture. So beautiful. Okay, guys, I just want to say thank you once again. Don't forget to watch the playlist, and you guys can follow me on Instagram at Sunflower Tasha DIYs or Sunflower Tasha DIYs Gallery. The Sunflower Tasha DIYs is actually my personal account. So if you'd like to become friends, I'd love to have you over there. Thanks. Bye.